From a personal point of view, it has given me a lifestyle that I couldn't have imagined. When you're in retail and you own your own business, your business basically becomes a way of life for not only you, but your whole family.
I love my job. There's not a day that goes by that I'm bored or am not learning something. It's in your blood. I've been born and raised in this business, and that's who I am.
You know, going in, you don't know what it's going to be like 20 years later. And I have now achieved the age of 65. So the two sons are slowly edging Daddy a little closer to the door. They're very good at what they do. And I'm going to take a lot of fun in watching my two sons try to beat Daddy's figures.
I'm part of the biggest group of independent dealers in Canada. I'm part of the winning team. I always tell my customers that I don't have the CH on my heart, I have the HH on my heart.
The Home Hardware culture to me is one of integrity, it is honesty, it is commitment. There's a level of support throughout. You need to have that, and that assurance that you're going to have that consistency tomorrow, the same as that's got you so far today, and it's very strong.
You know, we're catapulting right now into a real momentum with different things that are happening in the industry. And Red is really recognizable right now. And I really like Home's humble way of extending that out there. We've earned the respect because we're respectable.
Our store is in Conception Bay South, Newfoundland. We're a bedroom community for St. John, so most people work in the city. So that means we're open every night, Saturday nights included, because our customers, that's when they want to shop here. Home Hardware is really unique in the marketplace in that we have more than 1,000 stores, nearly 1,100 stores now, that are all dealer owned. So we're all independent retailers, and yet we own 100% of Home Hardware Stores Limited. That gives us the flexibility in our own markets to do what suits our particular areas or what suits our particular style of doing business, and yet we can all benefit from the Home Hardware brand and appear to be and act like and compete with large national retailers. As a small independent retailer, I could never afford to have large programs. I couldn't have a human resources department, and I couldn't have a training department, and I couldn't afford to have all those levels of people in this store. But being a Home Hardware dealer, I have access to all of that and more. Our home info system, for example, is a in-house computer system that's in all our stores, and it gives us access to information on the products that Home Hardware carries. So we're able to look up products, we can do searches by category, we can do searches by description, we can do searches by supplier. I can connect live into the warehouse in Nova Scotia, and it can tell me how many of an item is on hand, and if you're a customer standing in front of me, I can tell you I can have that for you on Monday, and with the click of a mouse, I can order that product for you. So that's a phenomenal system that's in all our stores, and it really gives us an advantage. Markets happen twice a year in St. Jacobs, and it's an opportunity to network with other dealers and buy your seasonal requirements and see everything that you're going to need for next season displayed right in front of you, and plenty of time to have your orders in for the season. When I hire new staff, they come and they really sometimes just think of Home Hardware as the neighborhood store, because that's what many of us are. But I explain to them that when they put on this red shirt, that they're no longer just representing themselves, but they're representing me and everything that I stand for, and then the national brand and everything that Home Hardware stands for. So I explain to them they have a big responsibility when they put on their red shirt to live up to what our customers are expecting from us. I've been on the board of directors since 2003, and I've been really pleased with what I've seen around the table. We're a group of directors kind of in a unique position because we're all dealer owners. We tend to get more involved in the decision-making process and give more feedback, and management is more than willing to listen and actually seeks out our feedback on issues. We're used as a sounding board often. We have a senior management team that really does have the dealer's interest at the top of their mind. One of the things about being a Home Hardware dealer is that I've been able to live and work and raise my family in the community where I grew up. I've become known as a significant contributor to the community. And at the same time, I was able to make a good living. So it's like a dream come true.
I've grown up and lived in Annapolis Royal since 1982 when my family came here and started the home hardware store and the business in town. I'm now second generation along with my wife. Our 7-year-old daughter Gabrielle is already interested in the business. She comes and hangs out, and it's fun to watch her around the store and kind of brings back, you know, when you were a kid and helping out at the store after school and on weekends. And, you know, home hardware essentially it's a family business from store level right to corporate. And I think that's really what sets home hardware apart from a lot of the other banners that are out there, is that it's a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's a relationship that we have with our stores, our staff, and our customers. Systems and services that Home Hardware provides are endless. It's really for the dealer to decide which of those programs and services fit their business model and how they want it to be utilized. Being a Home Hardware Building Center dealer, our time is very valuable, and we take advantage of the CBO service, the central buying service from our lumber division. They buy our building materials on our behalf, and it saves hours every day. It's freed up a lot of time to do other things, and they're doing a much better job than we would be individually. So it's been a tremendous asset for us and one of the great services that Home Hardware does offer. The Aeroplan incentive and the rewards that it provides to our customers definitely is an advantage for us. Dealer level, we see the redemption rates being quite high and the usage quite high. We get an analytics through Home Hardware monthly that we can actually see the impact of purchases, traffic counts, redemptions, non-redemptions. So it's a huge advantage for any home hardware dealer. The home credit card program, for instance, we use quite often to help finance larger projects, deck packages, garage packages. It's another tool in our diversity of items that we've got that just enables people to buy things when they need them, and it's a real good selling tool for us as well. Home Hardware, with the systems, the services, the programs, the staff, we are the leader in the home improvement business in Canada going forward, and I think as a dealer there's just lots of opportunity, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
Appleby Home Hardware is a 19,000 square foot hardware store located in Burlington, Ontario, population of 160,000, and we're all about tonnage volume merchandising. So if you take a look at our end cap features, they are gigantic, they're full, they're packed, and if you take a look down our center aisle, you'll see 50 promotional aisle tables loaded with merchandise. And if you study those items, you'll find out that they are the items that the customer needs right now in this season, and they will get them on sale. So we use this to drive sales, but we also use it to drive repeat customers. Home Hardware, with its private label branding, for example, we have Benchmark Tools, a terrific line of tools, Natura home cleaners, which is great, but my favorite is the Great Price multi-pack merchandise. So whether it's multi-packs of tape or light bulbs or batteries, what it does, it allows us to be competitive with the Costco's of this world, and they are always great sellers and at pretty decent margins. If I go back to when I became a home dealer, I did have a choice. I could have gone with another company, but the reason I went with Home was because of its national advertising flyer program. I was well aware that I could do whatever I wanted to do inside the four walls of my store, but I needed a vehicle to drive footsteps to my front door. And I felt that Home Hardware's national flyer program was a terrific vehicle for that. We're also very strong on TV. You see us on the billboards of the Blue Jay games and hockey games. Really, we're talking about an iconic Canadian brand that's renowned for its integrity. Who would have ever thought that someone from Little St. Jacobs, Ontario would create a company that is close to 1,100 stores? Walter Hackborn is somebody that I admire very much. We had all the American retailers in the early 60s coming to Canada, much as what's happening right now. And Walter got a group of dealers together, and gradually it grew and it grew, and now we are that $5 billion company. And when you have that kind of critical mass behind you, you are going to succeed.
Philosophie d'entreprise, on est comme une entreprise familiale.
We're a family business. My dad's a part of the business. I'm a part of the business. My wife's in the business. My daughter's here. My 2 sons are here. With all our employees, we're like a family. The goal of my business is to always take care of my customers first. We don't hesitate to take the extra steps to help out our customers. And it's good service that will keep them coming back and drive more customers to our store. The majority of my product comes from Home Hardware. I have a choice of over 60,000 products for inventory. I trust that Home has the best retail prices around. The promotional prices that they set are essential for my customer base. Home sets competitive prices, but it's us who decides which product and the amount that we want to buy. Home offers many great services, including pricing and marketing. Another thing that we really like about Home is that we are coached rather than controlled. Selling paint is very important to us. We have Beauty Tone paint, which is manufactured by Home Hardware. We only carry Home Hardware paint in our store. We're very competitive, and from the perspective of our customers, Beauty Tone is known as the best quality paint in the country. It's very important to have our own insurance program. We experienced that from the morning of the fire until the end. We are insured by Home Hardware PIB. The insurance adjuster told us our coverage wasn't a Cadillac, but a Rolls-Royce. Looking back, I can tell you that we didn't have a single problem. It was very easy working with Home and PIB. It's very important for me to be part of the Home Hardware family. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life. 3 years ago, my dad and I thought about switching to Home, but everything that they were telling us seemed too good to be true. We didn't believe it. And when we finally did switch over to Home, it was all actually true. It really has been the most profitable and best investment that we've ever made.
The store is located in Vernon, British Columbia, which is right in the heart of the Okanagan Valley. We've got a number of different clientele of customers that we like to think that we cater to. The left side of the store is primarily decorative, and it lends to the creative side of the process, while the center of the store is more of the do-it-yourself and the actual mechanics of getting the job done, and then also the pure contract customer. Since we joined Home Hardware in 2000, it has opened up the doors for us to order a lot more product than what we were ever used to. We were Beaver Lumber before, which allowed us some 25,000 SKUs. Now that we are Home Hardware, we have access to over 60,000 SKUs. Home Hardware's distribution system, to me, it's seamless, it's easy. Our product is based out in Wetaskiwin. We order it on a Saturday, and the truck usually shows up on a Monday night, and we'll have it on the floor on the Tuesday. So that's an incredibly fast turnaround. Community service to me is extremely important. We sponsor many charities. One of our favorites has been Hospice House, and it's one that's very near to many people's hearts. My own yard manager had to use the facility this spring, so it became very precious to a lot of the staff, and a good reason to get involved. It all comes back to the sense of local involvement, the local pride, and the sense of community spirit that the staff all feel. It's not only doing the business on a day-to-day. We have to be more than that, and we have to represent more than that to the place that we live in and that we call home.
Camrose, it's a quaint little town of 17,000, lived here all my life. Positive growth in the community, but not boom growth. We rely heavily on agricultural, so we draw off a large sector within about 50 miles of Camrose. We have a quite diverse retail customer. 65% of the business is contractor business, 35% retail. I think the goals and philosophies of Home Hardware are key to helping me get successful in whatever we do. So their culture is a true fit to the industry. It doesn't matter if you need financial assistance or direction, if you need help in terms of resourcing information, Home Hardware's there. They really are about the same things the dealer's about. It's offering the best level of customer service. That's truly what Home Hardware does. One of the services that Home Hardware provides that's been instrumental and valuable to me in my success is store planning. We started a process about 10 years ago in terms of what we wanted to be, where we wanted to go. I understand the business, I understand business philosophy, but what I wasn't an expert at was creating an environment for all that to come together. Home Hardware made that happen. They know their stuff. They're experienced individuals that have done this multiple times over in multiple markets. So when you get somebody with that level of expertise, I can run my business, but give me that basic. Give me that box to work out of, and we can make it all come together. I think what's instrumental in the whole process of Home's growth in the last 10 years, for an example, is the merger between Home Hardware and Beaver Lumber. I think that they both were such strength in both sides of the industry, Home being that hardline distributor, second to none, but Beaver Lumber being that strong in the building supply side. So when those two companies married, it brought out a wonderful relationship to give growth and opportunity. I see a tremendous future for Home Hardware. Home's culture focuses on dealer, owner, operators. That's the strength. Every home market can be a little bit different, and that's flexibility. And I think that's the opportunity in the future, is being able to be flexible within your model, and Home does that. Home gives you that culture.